I need a game that'll make me happy. Not this time, old friend. Wow. Ah yes, Street Fighter 2, a game considered by some to be a masterpiece, with none of the, but still missing some of the. Street Fighter 2 was a landmark of a video game, changing the fighting game scene forever. You see, before this, it was more about high scores, but this was real-time Player 1 versus Player 2 action. Street Fighter 2 is still being released even to this day. You can't even walk outside without seeing a copy of Street Fighter 2. God damn it. So I guess the first course of action would be to figure out what a Street Fighter 1 is, to figure out what a Street Fighter 2 is. So let's take a look at Street Fighter 1. I don't know about you, but I came here to have fun. Whenever somebody brings up Street Fighter 2, the point that it's been on so many different systems always comes up. The fact that they keep re-releasing it and keep porting it to new systems, it's obvious that people want to play the game still, but still, there was just too many additions to begin with. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I don't want to beat a dead horse. But me personally, I grew up playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and I didn't know that there were different versions, so I beat the game multiple times with all characters in one sitting thinking I would unlock Akuma. But that never happened, because Akuma was not in that video game. It's very bizarre to me that I can play against another real person on my PS5 on this game that came out in 1991. I could also do the same exact thing on my Nintendo Switch. Play Street Fighter 2 against another living human. But fuck that, you could also do it on the goddamn Wii. All the different versions of Street Fighter 2 can get a little confusing, so I'll try to walk through them real quick. Street Fighter 2, basic 8 characters, just standard game, just changed the whole fighting game genre as a whole. Then Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is the version I grew up playing and am most familiar with, has those characters, plus the 4 bosses from the first game, now as playable characters. Then Super Street Fighter 2 adds 4 new challengers. Didn't know this existed till middle school. Blew my mind knowing that there was more Street Fighter 2 that I didn't know about. Then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is that plus Akuma, and I spent so many nights trying to get Akuma. He was just another, like, Ken Ryu old. But I loved Ken so much, I wish I could play as Akuma. But I didn't get to do that until 3 years ago. Then there was a 2003 release, I don't know much about that. There was a 2008 release, I know it was on the PS3, and I think I played it once or twice, and it has really nice, like, hand-drawn graphics, but I'm not too familiar with it. Then there was the 2017 release, which came out on the Switch, which had Evil Ryu and Violent Ken. Very cool game. And then the 30th anniversary has Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo, if I believe. So now that we know there's different versions of Street Fighter 2, and I've made it pretty clear at this point that Street Fighter 2 has a very special place in my heart, I want to show you guys the versions of Street Fighter 2 I have. So I have Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, so that adds more characters, Hyper Fighting, so it's the last game but faster, new challengers, it's this game again but more characters again, and then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is all the characters plus the fast mode. So that's what you get Street Fighter 2 wise in the 30th anniversary collection. The other copies of Street Fighter 2 I have is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This is the one I played as a kid. This is not my original copy. I also have Street Fighter 2, the 2017 release on the Nintendo Switch. I really like this version. It's definitely the most optimal and best version of Street Fighter 2 to play. I just got this one a few years back. This is Super Street Fighter 2. It's just the new characters, no fast mode or anything. So that's cool to have. And then the rarest one I have, the one that I had as a kid, the one I played almost every day, the super rare B&B Jose Edition. I don't even know a Jose. As I said a second ago, I believe that Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, is the best version of Street Fighter 2 to play if you want to try the game. But the game is not that balanced, and some people will say it's aged well, but I don't personally agree. It's a very fun game, and it is a true piece of history, but if you were going to try another Street Fighter, I suggest trying out the newest one, Street Fighter V, or Street Fighter Third Strike's very, very good. And I plan to talk about those in a later date, and hopefully one day even make a whole documentary just about fighting games in general and what the best ones are, aspects of them, you know. But, like always, I still have more to say.